On today's JMO with Josh and Joe, the draft recap, 2024 NFL draft. We actually spend quite a lot of time on it. I think it was almost an hour on it. We go through the Saints draft, we go through the Falcons draft, and we talk a little bit about Carolina and a little bit about Tampa. The rest of the time, we go through the first round, and we'll kind of go through each pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
We go through each pick, and then we'll say a couple of things about the team's draft, and from 1 to 32, then we'll touch on a couple of things in the rounds 2 to 7. We figured out we kind of fall asleep, after the first round and a half.
Just like everyone else.
Yeah, you just kind of fall asleep. Then, after that, we get to the NBA. Playoffs are heating up. Some series are better than others, but the good series have been absolutely amazing. We go through each series, some in more detail than others. I think that Boston-Miami series we kind of glossed over a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we show the ones that we, as fans, deserve a Game 7.
Yes. Honestly, I wish everything was Game 7, but the ones that deserve a Game 7 we talk about.
Yep. All right. Let's rock and roll.
Welcome to JMO, Josh and Joe. It is Tuesday, April 30th. And Joe, what's it going to be?
It's gonna be May.
It's going to be May tomorrow. I guess whenever you're hearing this, it will be the month of May. So, Joe, we had the draft. The draft. That was electric. Dude, Detroit really showed out. Dude, they had over 700,000 people there on day one.
Yeah, it was raging.
The D. In the D. Like Roger Goodell, he tried. I think he got his back was not great.
His
right?
back?
Yeah, no, remember he didn't want to be hugged.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was because of the D.
It was the D?
I think it was the D.
The D broke his back?
Yeah, D broke his back.
Okay.
So yeah, but they had guys giving him hugs that they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I think it kind of looked like Goodell had a bunch of oxys before he went up there, so like because he kind of anticipated it. But yeah, Roger Goodell was not 100%. He was injured.
He was injured?
He was injured for that. Yeah. So wasn't his best performance, but it's okay because he got the D. And he got in the D, and that's why he hurt his back, I think. I don't know. He did a commercial with Eminem about the D.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there. But anyways, we had the draft. It was cool. Joe, I realized I love the draft on the first day.
On the first day?
Yeah, dude, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then I realized I like the second round up until my team picks. And then I kind of just zone out.
There's moments where you do zone out.
Yeah, it's
for
like
a while.
It's kind of like watching golf sometimes. Like you're excited. It's like watching a major. You're excited Thursday. You got your your pools or your bets or whatever you got going, and like you start watching and like yeah, it's good to take a nap. Like it's great to you just take a nap and then you come back, wake up. Come back to and like, oh, there's still golf going on. That's how I felt about this draft.
You kind of take a nap period and then you catch yourself back up and you're like, okay, well, who got picked in between the time that I was actually taking that nap and when I woke up?
Or yeah, exactly. Or you'll have somebody like the Saints taking Spencer Rattler in the 5th round that'll wake you up. You're like, oh shit. Draft's still going on. That's nice.
Yeah, somebody who dropped a little bit further than it was originally anticipated, or somebody that you just kind of a big name that everybody knew.
Yep.
That was in the later rounds. Like I honestly, Johnny Wilson kind of woke me up a little bit.
Yeah.
Towards the end, and that was actually 6th round.
I don't even know who that is.
That is a wide receiver, the 6'7" wide receiver from Florida State.
No, yeah. Yep. Who's the other guy? Keon
Coleman.
Coleman, yeah. Oh, dude, I think he was a bit of a he's not a steal because he was like in the top of the 2nd round.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck, man, I think he's so fucking good. Anyways, we'll get to all that. We'll do a draft recap. Let's start with the Saints. We are in New Orleans podcast. Our Saints, Joe. Our Saints. I'm not a big fan of Fuaga.
Really?
Okay. He's grown on me.
Okay.
Whoever put together his fucking highlight reel needs to be fired, canned, shipped off to Africa.
Really?
Because they suck. Those highlights were awful that they showed. Like, they would have been better off showing his combine workouts than his fucking those stupid fucking highlights that they showed. They were terrible. There was a highlight of him getting basically beat around the edge. Luckily the quarterback threw the ball before the defender could get to him, but they literally showed the defense just getting around him. It was not a highlight at all. It was actually a low light.
Yeah. I will say the run blocking is a little bit more of his strength. He's not as much refined as in the pass blocking, but I don't mind it. I mean, it was a pick of need. He was still technically around that range as far as talent-wise goes. Like, he was still technically a mid-first rounder. So I don't think it was a reach. I don't think, we drafted the wrong position that wasn't a need. So I like it.
Yeah. So I said I'm liking it more and more. I went and I did a deep dive into some of his highlights. They were better. His combine workouts were great. Like you said, he's a run blocker. That's his forte. He's quick. He's fast for a 320-something pounder. Like, I felt better about it when I watched it. I was really disappointed because I wanted that Fountaino.
Oh, yeah. The
Troy Fountaino guy from Washington. That's who I wanted. Because I like Amarius Mims. He's a Georgia guy. I think he's a Georgia guy. And I liked him, but the lack of experience was a little iffy. So I wanted Troy Fountaino.
Yeah.
So I think Steelers got a really good steal with him. But Fuaga... I'm convincing myself it was a good pick.
Yeah, I'm convincing myself too.
We needed it. Let's put it that way. We needed it, and that's all. You can always revert back to that. If you don't agree with the pick, just say you needed it.
Right? Yeah. As far as I think it's Fountaino.
Fountaino. Yeah, Fountaino. That's
Fountaino.
Yeah, we'll go with that one. I don't care.
I think he is projected to be a offensive guard. And I think that's the issue. That would have been the issue, is that
we needed a tackle.
We had to have a tackle at that position.
Got
it. Talihisi is more of a yeah. He's more of an offensive tackle.
Yeah. We should probably figure out his name before, since he's on our team.
Oh, I actually did listen to it like 15 times. I still got it wrong.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just how we are.
We
just accepted it, moved on.
I can't speak words.
I mean,
words are difficult.
Which is unfortunate that we're doing a podcast. Oh, boy.
Anyways.
Yeah. Again, hire somebody that puts together a good highlight reel of you. That was terrible. That was awful. We got Kool-Aid. Yeah, you want some Kool-Aid? We got you.
Yeah. Saints literally busted into the top of the second round to get Kool-Aid.
Yeah. He and McKinstry could have done a lot of things with that, dude. He could have busted through. There was a bunch of stuff. Could have
Yeah.
But yeah. New Orleans, we traded up to get him, huh?
Yeah, I traded up about 4 picks to get him.
Yeah, there was a lot of small trades this draft.
Mm-hmm.
Small trades, but we traded up 4 picks to get him. Look, man, it's an Alabama defensive back. We needed it. See, again, there I go, reverting back to that. We needed it. And, again, it's an Alabama defensive back. It's one of Nick Saban's last, great, players to get to the draft. So, I'm okay with it. I know he's going to need help over the top. That was a little bit of his weakness in his game. He's not like an island guy, per se. But I think he can develop well and get to that point. He's not going to be like a Lattimore right off the bat, but I think he can get better. I think he's got a high ceiling.
I agree, and the reason for that is that Kool-Aid came in at the beginning of the season and in the middle of the season in a lot of people's mock draft as a top 10 pick. So he did drop quite a bit. I mean, into the second round, of course, but at one time he's a top 10 pick. That shows that he has talent. So I mean, if he can just kind of continuously develop in the pro game, I think he could be a end corner, not like a slot corner, but a more of a wide out corner. And that way you give flexibility to Alontae Taylor and maybe a Debo to play like slot or nickel. And I don't know, you just give your defense a little bit more flexibility. So I love the pick. I honestly, I think it's great value for where they got him at. So I have no complaints here.
Yep, that was that was the pick that kind of revived me. I was like, all right, yes, I'm back in, because Flacco. Again, I was pissed off because of that fucking highlight reel. I saw that, and I was like, what the fuck did the Saints just do? So, yeah, it revived me. I was like, okay, Kool-Aid McKinstry, awesome, sweet name, going to get a lot of sponsorships or ads, and, yeah, it was cool.
And then
we didn't have a pick for a long time. I think that's why I kind of dozed out.
Well, yeah, to move up, I think we traded our fourth round pick. I think we already didn't have a third round pick at that point.
No, we did not have a third round pick. So we didn't get a pick till the 5th round, and we took Rattler, right?
That was the one that woke us back up.
That woke me up, yes. So, do you want to go first on this one?
Yeah. I honestly think it was a great pick.
He's cheap.
He's very cheap.
He's cheap. That's what I keep telling myself. I was not a big fan of. I was not a big fan of Spencer Rattler. I coming out of high school, he had that YouTube show or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh yeah.
And then he was at Oklahoma. He threw well at Oklahoma his first year. I think he threw almost 33,000 yards or something like that. I think it was over 3,000 yards.
Yeah.
And I think he had character issues. He didn't really play very well at South Carolina. He wasn't great, although South Carolina was kind of a shit show. I don't know. Shane Beamer's kind of doing his thing, but whatever. It was good at the 5th round. It was good at the 5th round. I'll end up convincing myself that was one of the greatest picks of all time. I don't mind it because he's cheap and he's just gonna sit behind Derek Carr. Like he'll learn, he'll get. I'm a huge proponent of rookie quarterbacks sitting out at least like most of the first year, just so that they can kind of get a feel for the game. They can kind of get their feet wet, like experience the speed of the NFL. And then, you put them in a second year or, maybe some garbage games at the end of the season that don't matter.
Yeah. No, I agree with that point. I mean, Spencer Rattler had to go to a place where he can sit and kind of learn the NFL offenses. And that's what he's going to have that opportunity behind Derek Carr. I mean, my biggest thing, though, is, this guy was a unanimous #1 quarterback coming out of high school in 2019. The arm talent is there. Mm-hmm. So, to get him in the 5th round, I don't think you're really risking much, but you give yourself an opportunity if he does, unlock his, untapped potential that he has. You got yourself a steal.
Yeah, and again, I will. By the start of next season, I will convince myself that was one of the greatest picks of all time. It's just gonna take me a little bit to get there.
Yep.
So, yeah, he's got the arm.
Got the arm. Who else did we get? Jake Haener.
As far as our quarterback,
no.
Jake Haener was our.
He's gonna be our backup.
He's our backup already.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so it's gonna be him and Spencer. Gotcha. All right, who else did we get in the draft? I don't know too much about the others.
Bub Means probably solidified ourselves as the best names of the draft.
We did get some pretty cool fucking names. Christian Boyd. I read that he's a good value at the 6th round.
He had about 38 reps on the bench press.
Oh, done. Sold. 38 fucking reps at 225. I'm sold. I think all in all, I think we got all the things we needed. We got most of the things we needed. I mean, it was a boring draft for us, except for the Spencer Rattler pick. The Kool-Aid McKinstry one was cool. So yeah, I was just bored from the first round, so that's what like I just based everything on. But yeah, we had a decent round. I'd give us a B just because like I'm not a big fan of I wasn't a huge fan of Fuaga, but yeah, I think it was good. It was good.
Yeah, I honestly, to be honest, Jalen Ford in the 5th round is a very favorite pick of mine when I did some research. So for the past 2 years, he's had 100+ tackles per season at Texas. And I mean that's a good talented school. I mean you can't be anybody to go start at a place like Texas. And I think he has a great opportunity to sit behind one of the best middle linebackers in the game right now, Demario Davis. And
Yep.
And the big strength about his game is he's instinctive and he studies film religiously. And I think, something like that at the next level can get you a lot of places.
Yeah. Oh, it's all about the details. Everybody's talented in the NFL. It's just how much you. That's why Peyton Manning was so great.
Yep.
He knew every detail. That's why Aaron Rodgers is so fucking great. He knew every detail. That's why Brian Urlacher, Zach Thomas, Ray Lewis, all these guys, they were talented freaks, but they studied the game more than anyone else.
Yeah. So honestly, I love that pick in the 5th round. Love the 6th round pick as well, Christian Boyd, for where we got him. I think that's a good pick. He could develop into a nice, good rotational player. All in all, I don't think it was a bad draft for us.
No. Did you give us a grade?
I honestly have to kind of side with the B+, A- range.
Well, most of I looked at. I mean, everybody goes through the grades. None of those grades matter, first of all. But I think us as fans, we always go through them anyways, just because we're so curious.
Oh, we have to.
We got an average of an A-.
Yeah.
Throughout, from what I saw throughout all the like Yahoo, ESPN, Pro Football Focus, like.
I think we did pretty good.
It was pretty good.
I gave us a B, but that's because I haven't sold myself on everybody yet.
Got it.
All right, let's go through the let's go through the first round pick by pick. Caleb Williams.
We knew that was going to happen. Chicago's really excited. They had a really good draft. And then they got Roma Dunze. Like, good job, Bears fans. Like, y'all are going to have offense for the first time in ever.
I honestly, Roma Duze, love him. Love him. Great wide receiver. Was a great weapon for Michael Penix Jr. I just think that was more of a let's make Caleb Williams happy pick.
You think so?
I think that's just Caleb Williams being a princess. Like, hey, you better use that 9th pick to get me another weapon. Make me happy.
Who do you think they should have picked?
I mean, you could have gone defense a little bit there. Well, that's at that point.
I mean, they did need a defensive lineman.
Yeah, so
Dallas Turner's that would have
been a name that popped out to
especially Falcons passing on Dallas Turner or a defender player.
me. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you still had him available. I just like I said, I like Roman Duze. I think he's good. I don't know. Honestly, it creates a little bit more mouths to feed, though. I mean, you got Keenan Allen, you got DJ Moore, and you got Roma Duze. Like, what if Caleb Williams starts favoring Roma Duze? I don't think DJ Moore and Keenan Allen have been in the league long enough to put up with that stuff.
They've been in too long.
Or they've been in the league too long to put up with that type of stuff.
Yeah, I think that is true. But I think most NFL teams, their offenses have like 3 major wide receivers. And you can spread it around. It depends on how much Eberflus lets him air it out. Like, he could C.J. Stroud that motherfucker, and, Tank Dell could have a 200-yard game.
Yeah.
Like, or, I'm sorry, DJ Moore could have a Tank Dell type of game. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he could they're all talented wide receivers. So we'll see we'll see what it does. I don't know how much of a diva they'll be. I think that's the problem they might run into.
Yep.
Let's see. Our boy Jaden Daniels, number 2 pick.
Let's fucking go.
Yep.
Let's fucking go. New ownership down up there in Washington. I think they're establishing a new culture. They are. I think it's a good spot for Jaden Daniels. I think he'll be able to grow. It's not going to be like a win. They're not looking for a win now situation. I don't think. I think they're willing to be patient and build with the new ownership and new coach Dan Quinn.
Yep.
Great guy to develop to develop Jaden Daniels. I think this is me being biased, but they got the next Lamar Jackson, maybe with a better arm.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, he is quick. He's very fast. Like we talked about last week, Cliff Kingsbury is the offensive coordinator at the Commanders. So it's a fantastic pairing where he's just going to open up the offense and allow, Jaden Daniels to be able to run whenever he wants to, kind of like a Kyler Murray situation. So
yep.
I'm pretty excited. It's awesome.
Yep, I am too. I'm
Stoked. I think
I didn't really look through Washington's draft too much, but they got Jaden Daniels, so they got an A in my book.
Yeah, no, I liked Washington. Actually, Washington's draft up and down was actually pretty good.
Let's see. Okay, Patriots.
I know you don't have a quarterback, but Drake May's not the answer. If you look at those highlights, this is another person that needs to fire their highlight video maker or whatever the fuck they're called. A lot of his throws were athletic catches by his wide receivers. Like, I'm serious. They were just like awesome catches.
Yeah.
And not greatly thrown balls. Like they were not very well thrown. I don't like this pick at all. I think you go Marvin Harrison Jr. here if you're the Patriots. Yeah, I know you don't have a quarterback, but like Marvin Harrison Jr. is a very, very good wide receiver that will be with you for a long time. Drake May is a bust. Drake May is not going to be good in the NFL.
I think Drake May needs more time than NFL quarterbacks get nowadays.
Agreed. Yes,
I think
that's
Drake May probably needs the 5-year plan, whereas he's only going to get 3. And that's, I don't know. You also need like superb development, and I don't know, just Alex Van Pelt. Maybe he might be able to develop him, but also I don't think he's actually as much of a fit into that offense as well, because he played more of a shotgun-based offense, whereas Alex Van Pelt is going to do a lot of run, play action type of offense. So, yeah, I honestly thought really that they were going to go maybe J.J. McCarthy on this one and give a surprise, but they went with Drake May, which, obviously is the more athletic, raw talent, but like I said, I don't think there's a big enough timeline for Drake May to succeed in the NFL.
Agreed. Let's see, Marvin Harrison Jr.
The Cardinals actually had a really good draft, mostly because they had a billion picks.
Mm-hmm.
But, dude,
Marvin Harrison Jr.
I mean, they're still rolling with Kyler Murray.
Oh yeah.
So they'll need somebody else to throw to. I think that Hollywood Brown's now a Raven. They don't have who are their receivers?
Well, they have Dortch. Dortch did really good last year. They also have.
He's young too.
Yeah, they also had that other little speedster too. I can't remember his name at the moment, but but you needed. It was more smaller wide receivers that Cliff Kingsbury had brought in, that they had left over from that. You needed a true number one big time wideout that could actually, solidify himself at the end of down the sidelines.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I think
he's gonna come in and have like fantasy value up the ass.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to
draft him. I can't wait to reach on him so high.
But yeah, up and down, I think the Cardinals had a really good draft. This next pick is
probably one of my favorite picks, mostly because it's Jim Harbaugh, and he thinks offensive linemen are weapons. So him being excited about this pick makes me excited. But Joe Alt from Notre Dame going number 5. He was one of those offensive linemen that I just wish we could have got.
Yeah.
I wanted him or J.C. Latham, and we didn't get either one. But yeah, this is good. They need it. Give Justin Herbert some protection. I think that they got a receiver later on in the draft.
if I remember correctly.
They just loaded up on weapons.
They had. Who else did they have? I can't remember.
Yeah, as far as their draft goes,
They
end up getting Ladd McConkey in the second
Dude,
round.
I love Ladd McConkey.
But they also picked up Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's son, in the 7th round, and Cornelius Johnson, who also played with Jim Harbaugh at Michigan.
Oh yeah.
Or played under Jim Harbaugh.
Under Jim Harbaugh, yeah.
I like Ladd McConkey. I think he
He was good value in the second round, I think.
Oh yeah, no, he's a great wide receiver. Honestly, he kind of fits that offense where he's kind of more of like, hey, look, I'll do my assignment type of thing. I'll do the work, do the blocking that's necessary, and be a good reliable target for Justin Herbert.
I am a little surprised they didn't go with Malik Neighbors. I think either that or traded with the Vikings. I think the Vikings probably didn't offer them what they wanted.
Yeah.
But I feel like, Keenan Allen's gone. Mike Williams is gone. I'm surprised that I kind of half expected them to maybe pick Malik Neighbors if they were going to draft. But
yeah, I just don't. That just doesn't reflect Jim Harbaugh, though.
No, it does not. Not even a little bit.
It doesn't reflect him. Like this is exactly a Jim Harbaugh pick.
Exactly.
And did hear rumors that there wasn't very good trade values for people trying to move up, and I think that's a little bit of a testament of two things: is one, people getting way too stuck because they're reaching for a quarterback, and two, maybe they just didn't like this quarterback class as much as everybody says they are. And so they weren't going to spend a lot to go get a quarterback, but they were still going to draft one.
Right. I agree with that. I don't think this was a very strong quarterback class at all. I think this was an overhyped, overrated quarterback class. I know it's a strong statement, but I really do. I don't see anything like that wows me about any of these quarterbacks. Yeah, sure, Caleb Williams is really good. He had a great junior year or a great sophomore year. I'm sorry, and then last year was okay. It was good, but it wasn't great.
Yeah,
Jaden Daniels had a great year. Drake May, okay, and JJ McCarthy, nothing. Bo Nix, not a great year, but Michael Penix Jr. did have a really good year, but he is injury prone. I don't think that this quarterback class is going to be that good. I think it's going to be the 2021 draft class for the with Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones and all them.
Yeah, interesting.
I don't know. Now, the typical Giants
draft pick was Malik Neighbors. That's classic. Giants just take a hotshot LSU wide receiver.
He's literally going to do exactly what Odell Beckham did.
Yeah, Odell Beckham just gave him the blueprint.
Yeah.
That's it. Just make some athletic freak catch and be really good, and then be really good for one season, and then just kind of ride your career off of that.
Because Daniel Jones is going to ride him to try to save his job. And
Absolutely.
To be honest, he kind of hasn't had a wide receiver that caliber on his team.
Yeah, they really haven't had that great of a wide receiver core.
Yeah, they've had Darren Waller, but he's a tight end, and
Darren Waller's been underwhelming.
Yeah, he's considering a retirement. He's at the end of his career.
Yeah.
But yeah, I obviously I'm biased here, but the Giants freaking
I love it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome.
Let's see.
Tennessee Titans get J.C. Latham. I wanted him so bad. I wanted him. He's so good. That'll beef up that offensive line for Will Levis. It's Calvin Ridley. Who else do they have on as a receiver?
They have Traylon Burks.
Traylon Burks, that's true.
Then DeAndre Hopkins is still technically on the team.
Who's their running back this?
So they're going with Tajay Spears and then
Tulane.
I think Tony Pollard.
Oh yeah, that's right. They got Tony Pollard. That's dumb. I forgot about that.
I can feel like they're the same back.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to the.
This is what I've been wanting to talk about since we started this fucking podcast today. the Atlanta Falcons, this made my day. Like, my day was made before the Saints even made a pick. And I know people are, like, trying to spin zone this for the Falcons, but this was a bad pick. This was a very, very, very bad pick. The Falcons had a very, very bad draft.
I can't tell you how many comparisons I've gotten from like Green Bay's, quarterback selection with Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers. Like I've gotten so many, but it's not the same.
It's not.
It's not the same. Like they picked a quarterback in the 20th picks, like for both of the Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. They didn't pick a top 10 quarterback.
In a top 10 quarterback that they reached on. Penix could have traded back and got Penix way later in the draft. Like I'm talking about way later in the first round.
Probably not past 13, because I think
of the Raiders.
I think the Raiders probably would have picked him.
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
I think it's a reflection on who they did pick. They picked Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy. I mean, not Brock Purdy.
Bowers.
Brock Bowers. Sorry. They picked Brock Bowers because he was the best prospect at that time. I mean, obviously so, but they went with best prospect rather than need.
Yeah, but what if the Raiders traded up with the Falcons?
Then that might be a different story.
That's a different story, right? And I think they could have.
I don't know.
I think Arthur was blanked when he found out about this trade.
That was good. That's a my joke right there.
Yeah.
That's a Joe joke.
If you have to release a statement, here, let me bring this up. If you have to release a statement saying that
Penix had ownership's blessing before the pick was out, the ownership did not bless that Penix. That you shouldn't have to say that.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't have to say that.
Falcons owner Arthur Blank endorsed drafting Michael Penix Jr. at number 8.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Sorry, he did not.
Because look,
he had no idea that was happening.
Because we know how to read body language, and the body language of Terry Fontenot was begging for his life, explaining to Arthur Blank why he made that pick.
Arthur's like, didn't we just pay some fucker $180 million to play quarterback?
$90 million guaranteed.
$90 million guaranteed. And here's the thing, like Kirk Cousins had no idea. That's fine. Most of the time the quarterbacks don't know. The players don't know. Like it's a front office thing with the coaches. I'm okay with that. Kirk Cousins wasn't happy about it. Like, and for good reason. Like, get him something to help him win now. That's what he thought he was brought in there to do. And honestly, if you look at the team last year, they were pretty freaking good, minus the fact that they started basically an XFL quarterback in Desmond Ridder. Like, Desmond Ridder belongs in the XFL.
Yeah.
He sucks. They're one quarterback away from being decent, and now they just pissed him off.
And I feel like you could have got more weapons around him. Picture a Rome Duze going to the Falcons at 8.
Yeah, now that means they would have picked a wide receiver or a skill position in the top 10 or the first round of every draft for the last 4 drafts.
So
It's like, I don't know, it kind of looks bad. But
if you're trying to win now with your quarterback,
I thought they should have picked a defensive guy. Dallas Turner, I thought would have been a great pick.
Oh, definitely. I think they should have.
I think they should have traded. Like I said, I think they should have traded down. They could have got him later. This was just not good. It was not good, and I love it. I love every second of this. The Falcons are gonna fuck it up. They finally ended up drafting a wide receiver and a running back, but it was like way late.
Yeah,
way late. Not gonna get anything out of that. They drafted 3 defensive ends.
So it was a need.
It was a need, yeah. They reached on the Rook. I think they reached on him.
Something like that.
Dude, this is easily my worst draft.
It's pretty bad. I will have to admit. I mean, a lot of it's very, very questionable. I don't know.
Good. I'm glad. This is great. Then we had Carolina's owner, David Tepper, go into a restaurant. Did you see this?
Yeah, I saw
He went
that.
into a restaurant because they had a sign out front that said, "Let the GM and the coach pick," or
Yep.
something like that.
Yep.
And he walked in and he just he started talking to the guy at the desk, and I don't know who the guy at the desk was, but he just grabbed his hat and just took it off and put it right in front of him.
Yeah.
And just
I believe it was maybe a Carolina Panthers hat, so he was trying to revoke his fanship or something like that.
what a fucking dick!
I know.
What a fucking dick! If somebody tried to take my fucking hat off, I'd slap it out of his hand.
Imagine being a millionaire getting petty with a restaurant.
Billionaire.
A billionaire getting petty.
billionaire.
Getting petty with the local restaurant sign.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he took my hat off. My neck is injured. You better start forking up millions.
Yeah.
Fuck David Tepper, which is good because the guy's a fucking lunatic. He's a dickhead lunatic, and it just I think he's frustrated because he knows he fucked up. He fucked up so bad with the Bryce Young trade, or the trade to get Bryce Young, and now he's angry at everybody, and it's great because that means Carolina's gonna fuck up. So we have Atlanta and Carolina done. Now we just need to work on Tampa because we're gonna have to somehow get into the playoffs again at 9-8, or not again. We're gonna have to get into playoffs this year at 9-8, because unfortunately that's what we're gonna be.
That's our life now.
Yeah, I hate it. So yeah, Falcons bad.
Carolina, they actually didn't have a bad draft. I think Carolina did decent. I don't think they had a
First rounder, but they
Because they traded that one away.
yeah, exactly. But anyways, let's see. Bears, Roma Dunze, we talked about it. Number 10, JJ McCarthy, Vikings.
reach.
So his first trade of the draft.
Yep.
First trade of the draft, Vikings actually go up. It was a reach, but it was because that's what happened with the onslaught of Michael Penix Jr.
Yep.
The Michael Penix Jr. started the dominoes.
Yeah.
Dude,
The JJ McCarthy's gonna suck. The Vikings are going to regret this decision almost immediately.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know what Kevin O'Connell's thinking. I don't even know if he wanted to pick him. I guess he had to have wanted to pick him, but why?
I mean, it's.
Oh, he's a winner? Shut the fuck up.
I mean, his rise it should be in a documentary, at some point, but.
No, it should be just poster. It should be just a giant poster of Jim Harbaugh. That's it. Nothing to. JJ had nothing to do with this. So yeah, Vikings fans, sorry, but y'all are gonna suck.
But it is JJ throwing to Jay Jettas.
Oh yeah, no, they have that's the fucked up part. They have a perfect spot for a new quarterback.
Yeah.
Perfect, everything for a new quarterback. They just got Josh Jacobs. They have Justin Jefferson. Who else? Who's their fucking tight end? God, I can't think of his
Well, they got Hawkinson,
Hawkinson, yes.
and then they also have Jordan Addison.
Yes. Awesome. Perfect. And then you draft fucking J.J. McCarthy. That's going to run Justin Jefferson out of there so fast.
It's a white Michigan QB.
Okay. But he's not on the Patriots, is he?
No, he's not.
this
on
would
the
have been a
Patriots.
great
Pick if the Patriots had
It's the
drafted him.
Patriots drafted him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
With
That's-
Bill Belichick.
yeah.
But anyways, let's see. Number 11, Aluminum Fashanu.
You got that?
No, not at all.
Okay. Fashanu, offensive line, Penn State.
Went to the Jets. Good. That's what they needed.
Yeah.
They needed a. I actually kind of love this pick. I was watching some
Some of his highlights.
I wanted LSU, or I'm sorry, not LSU. I wanted the Saints to get him, but obviously he did. I didn't think he was gonna.
go very far.
Yeah, protect Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is brittle and old and made of glass.
Yeah. No, it's the right pick. Honestly, yeah. I mean, you just try to learn from, I guess, the last year as far as Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be even more fragile than the year before. So, I mean, he's not getting any younger. So, great pick. Jets, honestly, really could make a push this year.
Oh, yeah. If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, they could absolutely.
But yeah, this was a great pick because honestly, he's a great talent. Honestly, could still really develop a little bit more so, but a high ceiling.
Yep. Let's see. Number 12, Broncos pick Bo Nix. I guess if Sean Payton wants a challenge, he's got it.
I think this is the best situation for Bo Nix. And this is why. Because Bo Nix, I think he got humbled in college. He came in as a 5-star recruit going into Auburn, big hot shot, kind of got humbled, didn't do so well, end up transferring to get a new change of scenery, end up doing well, goes to a Dan Lanning who runs a tight shift program like Kirby Smart and Nick Saban did.
He had a COVID year too. So
he did have a COVID year. Gave him an extra year. And he's going into a system with Sean Payton that Sean Payton wants you to do what he wants you to do. Like, he wants you to run the offense like he wants it to be ran. He doesn't want a big head like Russell Wilson, some celebrity hotshot that is going to do things on his own terms. He wants you to run the things like he does. And that's what Drew Brees did. Yep. And honestly, Drew Brees never had the strongest arm. He just did the right things at the right time. And he had excellent accuracy, which Bo Nix will probably have to improve to be like a Drew Brees. But probably the best situation for Bo Nix.
I don't like this Drew Brees comparison stuff.
It's because they're short white quarterbacks.
Yeah, right, but and they're playing under Sean Payton. I think we've seen the best of Bo Nix. Now, if there's anyone that can squeeze more talent out of Bo Nix, it's Sean Payton.
Don't get me wrong. I am not saying he will win a Super Bowl. I am far from it. But as far as maybe a productive quarterback in the league for a little bit, I think so, because I think he just wins the right situation.
Dude, this is something that you shouldn't do as a sports fan, but I've been doing it because this story's been out. Apparently, when I think it was the 2017 draft when Patrick Mahomes was picked, that draft class.
Yeah.
Apparently, Sean Payton had Patrick Mahomes on the card and was going to draft Patrick Mahomes, but the Chiefs picked him the pick before the Saints.
Oh yeah, this is common knowledge.
Right. I knew it, and it's circling around because of this Bo Nix pick. And I started picturing the Saints with Patrick Mahomes, and it made me sad.
Okay.
It made me sad. So I've just been it's been killing me because we have eyeliner Derek Carr instead of 3-time Super Bowl champion Patrick Mahomes.
It's a sad thought. I wouldn't harp on it too long.
Exactly. No sports fan should do this to themselves.
Don't do it to himself.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
But yeah, I guess you're right. Bo Nix, if there's an ideal situation to go into, this is it for Bo Nix.
Yep.
Let's see. Brock Bowers,
like we alluded to earlier, best available talent. He's unreal. He's going to be amazing. He'll improve his blocking. He's a fucking stud receiver. He'll be good.
Yeah, honestly, you almost could do him like a Swiss Army knife, like Taysom Hill. Maybe not quarterback per se, but all the other positions.
Yep.
Which would be able to do more of a 12-man system or 12-man personnel with Michael Mayer.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Let's see. We talked about Fuaga to the Saints. Let's see. Laiatu Latu. I butchered that name.
Defensive lineman from UCLA went to the Colts. That's good. I mean, the Colts had a sneaky good draft. They got all the positions that they needed. Up and down, it was
good. This is a good talent for them.
Well done, Colts. I don't really have any
much else to say about that one.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a great pick. I honestly thought they maybe would go with an offensive weapon to help out Richardson with this pick. Although I did see my mock draft, I was doing Brock Bowers. But this, honestly, best case scenario right here.
Let's see, number 16, the Seattle Seahawks select Byron Murphy. Oh, by the way, that was the first
defensive player off the draft.
Defensive player
off the draft at number 15.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to try to account it to a testament of the offensive players in this draft.
Nope.
I think it was because the offensive team sucked this year. Like, there was a lot of sucky offenses in the NFL this year. Points per games were down. Yards, passing yards were down. I think they just needed to fortify the offenses. Offenses were more of a need than defenses were.
Agreed.
Because I don't think this was a very
Offensive heavy draft. I think it was just, like you said, there was just need. And that was the first time that there was that the defensive player hadn't been drafted until the 15th pick. I think that was a record, right?
Wow. Yeah, I think so.
Anyways,
Byron Murphy, defensive lineman from Texas, Seattle. Good pick.
Yeah, I think that was a fantastic pick.
Good pick. Let's see. This is the pick I'm the most excited about. Dallas Turner.
The Vikings got him from the Jaguars, I believe. Yeah, the Jaguars. This is a great fucking pick for the Vikings. See, they totally redeemed themselves from the J.J. McCarthy pick.
Yeah.
Picking this one. This is Dallas Turner. Is who I wanted. Honestly, I thought he should have went way higher. It could be because of your theory. I wouldn't have minded the Saints getting him, even though we needed an offensive line, so we did the right move. But this is a great pick.
Credit to the Vikings for taking a playbook out of Houston's playbook. So
a page out of Houston's playbook.
Yeah, basically. I botched that one. But basically, last year, Houston picks a quarterback and then trades back into the first round, gets the second pick, and gets a defensive edge from Alabama. What does the Vikings do? They get themselves a quarterback, and they trade back up to get themselves a defensive edge from Alabama.
Nice.
I don't know.
Hey, it's worked out for Houston so far. So what?
It's a copycat league.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Great pick by the Vikings. Amarius Mims.
Bengals, good. Protect Joe Burrow at all costs. I think this guy's really fucking good. He's just, like I said earlier,
Not a lot of tape.
not a lot of experience. But if you got the talent, the experience doesn't really matter because you can develop them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the concerns maybe stem from a little bit of like some injuries as well, a reason why he wasn't playing. But no, you're right. He's awfully talented. Probably if he would have stayed one more year, he would have been a top 5 pick. Great pick.
Let's see.
Let's get to Sean McVay's first round pick.
Ever. Jared Verse.
Good. Aaron Donald was gone. They need to bolster that defensive line up because, he was taking out 2 to 3 offensive linemen per play. So, and he played the whole fucking game. Yeah, you gotta boost that fucking position.
Oh yeah, and this is a little bit of a versatile pick as well. So, I don't know if you saw what I did there, but
Yep.
I saw it. That was nice.
it was good.
There you go. Let's see. Troy Fontenot. We already talked about this one. Good job, Steelers. That was a very good.
That's who I wanted the Saints to pick.
Yep.
That's who I wanted the Saints to pick. Chop Robinson. I fucking love this guy so much for one reason and one reason only.
Chop.
His name.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
This is Miami's best pick ever. No, I'm just kidding. But
Wow.
No, Chop
Robinson, fucking awesome. Love it. I don't know anything about Miami's draft. I just know I love Chop Robinson.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, it's a great pick. Honestly, he was projected at some point maybe being a possible top 10 pick. So he's still kind of a raw talent. He probably needs to be developed a little bit, but great pick.
Yep. Quinyon Mitchell to the Eagles. Good pick.
Good cornerback.
How does he keep getting away with this? How does Howie Roseman keep getting away with this? He got the best cornerback in the draft. It just fell to him.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I think he should have gone higher, but
I don't know. I don't know how he does it. I don't know. Let's get to
the Jaguars pick. Brian Thomas Jr.
Great value. Awesome. I think he should have been a top 15 pick, but that's just me. Joe, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Why were the Jaguars so obsessed with LSU players?
I don't know. I mean, that Jaguar is slowly turning into a tiger to me.
That's what it's looking like. It's evolving. What about LSU's defense last year made them decide it was a good idea to pick 2 of them?
Does not. It beats me.
I don't understand that one.
That
That kind of blew. I mean, I'm glad they did. That was great. It was nice, I just don't understand. Our defense was
one of the worst of all time.
Yeah, but they could have overlooked that and saw that it was maybe more of a schematic error rather than a personnel player error. Because Mason Smith was one of the top defensive linemen coming out of high school in his class. Jordan Jefferson really did kind of come along really well in a bad defense, and also had the most bench reps in the NFL Combine.
Done.
So yeah, I mean there was some things to like about those prospects. I mean Mason Smith was never the same after he got injured. So if he fully recovers from that injury, honestly, I think if he would have came back this year and performed to his potential, I think he's a top 10 pick.
Yep.
Just talent alone.
Let's see. Terrion Arnold, DB from Alabama, went to the Lions.
Great pick.
That was a great pick. It traded up.
The Lions were feeling themselves.
They've been on a hot streak on drafts.
They were on one.
They were on one on this one. They drafted in a offensive tackle from British Columbia.
Yeah.
It's not even the good Columbia.
Yeah. No, Dan Campbell probably was like, this guy matches our mentality.
Yeah. He probably.
Terrion Arnold, good pick. Jordan Morgan,
Don't know anything about him. They just got an offensive lineman for Jordan Love. Good for them.
I think he was a good pick.
Graham Barton, offensive line, Duke, went to the Buccaneers.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's a terrible pick. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to suck next year because of that. They, I don't know. Nothing really stuck out with the Bucs. They got what they needed, I guess, but they just had a boring draft class, and they're going to suck next year. It's Baker Mayfield. Sorry, I love that guy, but he's just not going to be very good.
Yeah. Graham Barton actually is interesting because he's actually being converted from an offensive tackle to a center.
They're going to suck so bad, dude.
So, I mean, I get offensive tackles are going to be the most talented linemen on the offensive line, but I don't know. It could be a rough transition. I know it was a need because Ryan Jensen retired. So
I've been in contact with Barton's agent, and he does not like it.
Okay.
No, it's not going to be good.
They're
The chemistry with the offensive line is going to be fucked up. Baker's going to get sacked 700 times.
let's see, the Cardinals, they got Darius Robinson. We talked about their draft.
Awesome. Good pick.
They needed it. Xavier Worthy.
To the fucking Kansas City Chiefs. Look, all right, this is my draft of the year. I guess draft of the draft class. There's a reason why the fucking Chiefs are number 1 all the time. This is why they're the best. They do these things. Xavier Worthy is going to be so fucking electric next year. He'll average like 2 catches a game, but he'll average like 80 to 100 yards every game. Because it's just going to be bombs. And it's going to be awesome. Dude, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes scrambling and getting out of the pocket, and then he's going to chuck a deep ball, 60-yard touchdown to Xavier Worthy because nobody can fucking catch him.
Yeah. I mean, I know on paper in like the optics look very, very good with it. I'm going to be hesitant on it just yet. I'm going to wait and see type of guy. Because, I mean, they did actually pick up Hollywood Brown too. So I don't know if Xavier Worthy actually cracks the lineup from the initial start. But
anything is better than Kadarius Toney.
I don't know. Kadarius Toney he's a legend.
Okay, yeah.
He is a legend.
There's so many spam accounts of Kadarius Toney, like people just worshiping him. It's actually really funny. Go check it out on Instagram. But
It's kind of funny.
But yeah, no, I don't know. It's very easy to associate a fast wide receiver to Tyreek Hill in the production he gave Kansas City, but we still haven't seen that since Tyreek Hill.
Right. And the fact that they got this pick from the Bills, it's going to be like, dude, it'll be AFC Championship game, Chiefs versus Bills, and Xavier Worthy's going to torch the Bills.
It was all the more hilarious.
It's gonna be so sad. Tyler Guyton, offensive line from Oklahoma,
Went to Dallas. Okay. See, up and down, dude, this draft was kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like it was electric, but at the same time, just boring. It was kind of a mediocre draft, in my opinion.
Let's see. Nate Wiggins, Clemson cornerback,
Went to Baltimore. Baltimore's going to be really good again. I mean, you can never have enough DBs.
Yep. Yeah.
Never have enough talented DBs.
Ricky Pearsall.
Steal of the draft for me. 49ers, with the Brandon Ayuk uncertainty, I think this was a great fucking pick.
Yeah, no, and it really certified like the uncertainty with Brandon Ayuk or possibly Deebo Samuel. If they decided to trade him, but I caught myself getting surprised at first, but then I just like went and saw highlights of him, and man, I forgot how good he was.
He's so fucking good.
I watched him too in the last college football season, and he is really, really good.
I love this pick for the 49ers.
And you know what's the craziest fact about this is? Him, Brandon Ayuk, and Jaden Daniels were all at Arizona State at one time.
Wow.
Back in like 2019.
That's crazy. Oh, I keep forgetting how old Jaden Daniels is.
Yes, he's old too.
He is old. Yeah, him and Michael Penix are the same age. Did you know that?
Did not know that.
Yeah, they're the same age. They're both 23. For some reason, I thought Michael Penix was 24, but I think that's
Bo Nix. And then the last pick of the first round, Xavier Legette.
to Carolina. Xavier Legette is so good. I think he's really fucking good.
Yeah, he's probably the best redneck football player we've actually seen in a while, and he's black.
Yeah.
If you
you got to listen to him talk.
If you haven't heard his accent, go listen to his accent and just close your eyes. Like before you after you press play, close your eyes and then try to picture
what he looks like. It's hilarious. He's the press conference king.
Yeah, I love it.
It's great.
And honestly, he stays in the Carolinas, goes from South Carolina to the Carolina Panthers. Love it.
Yep, I agree. Let's see. Do you have anything else on the draft? Do you have any sleeper picks?
Yeah. So I got about 3 sleeper picks here. I'll go through them really quickly. So we honestly love Trey Benson to Arizona in the 3rd round. Love running backs in the 3rd round. I think those are usually the best value. And Trey Benson has speed to kill. And James Conner, I love James Conner. He's been very, very good, but he's a little bit on the other side of his career. I think Trey Benson has a perfect opportunity to creep up and get into the starting position. Peyton Wilson, also in the 3rd round, linebacker out of NC State, going to Pittsburgh. I think that's a great pickup. This guy was a surefire first rounder for a while, but then has some medical concerns. If he just kind of brushes those off and he can get back to his normal self, that is a huge, huge pickup. Mm-hmm. And then my last one is TJ Tampa for Baltimore. He's a cornerback out of the 4th round. If Nate Wiggins doesn't pan out, or honestly, they have kind of older cornerbacks for Baltimore. If him and Nate Wiggins kind of learn up, they could be the next 1-2 combo for him. Mm-hmm. So those are my sleeper picks.
Nice. I kind of missed the assignment on this one, and
I just picked the ones I liked that weren't in the 1st round.
Spencer Rattler.
No, well,
he's part of it.
Nice,
but Adonai Mitchell.
I
think he's going to be a fantastic fucking pick for the Colts.
I'm surprised he dropped out of the 1st round.
That's what
I'm
me too.
Shocked.
Dude, and he went number 20 in the 2nd round.
Yeah.
So I think that, again, it's not really technically a sleeper, I guess, because he's drafted in the 2nd round. Same with this next pick, Patrick Paul from Houston, the offensive tackle that went to Miami. I think he's going to be a stud. And he's going to be good in Miami. I think he should have been probably a 1st round pick. And then my last one is Luke McCaffrey, only because his last name is McCaffrey.
Oh, okay.
Sleeper pick because he's a McCaffrey. He's got to be decent.
Honestly, they can line him up at quarterback. He started his career at quarterback. Yeah. Maybe be the next Taysom Hill.
Maybe. Maybe. There you go. I mean, he's McCaffrey, so he's got talent.
Yeah.
All right, you got anything else on the draft?
That's about it.
That was a nice long recap. All right, let's get to some NBA. We'll go through the NBA rather quickly because it's the first round. The Pelicans are a sad franchise. Honestly, it's because I'm pissed, but we don't deserve the Pelicans. We don't deserve an NBA basketball team in New Orleans. It is pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic, and I'm including myself as a fan. Our tickets were $5. They got down to $5. They were $38 the day before, I think, and then it got down to $5. I think that's what I saw some people reporting and showing $5 ticket sales. No playoff fucking game should be that fucking cheap.
No.
That is sad. It is pathetic. It is sad. I know our best player was out, but gosh, dude, Willie Green needs to do something. He needs to become a player. Like we said last week, just make him become a player. Please get rid of him. I'm out completely on Willie Green. No adjustments. None.
No. I mean, it was like he had the right game plan for game one, and then OKC adjusted, and he didn't do anything.
Because Mark Dangold, there's a reason he was the coach. He's coach of the year.
And he won the G League.
Yeah, and what do you mean he won the G League?
But he was a coach in the G League, and he won the G League.
Oh, gotcha,
won coach
gotcha.
of the year at the G League.
Okay.
Like he's won in other divisions.
He's a very good coach.
Yes.
Very good coach. That's what it boils down to.
And congrats to OKC. They have a great fucking team. I don't think they're going to win it all this year, but they are well on their way to something great.
Yeah.
As long as Chet Holmgren doesn't break his toothpick legs,
Yeah.
we'll be good.
My biggest surprise has been Jalen Green. Jalen Green has been, or not Jalen Green. Jalen Williams has been on fire. I honestly might even say NBA status right now, NBA star.
Really? Jalen Williams? I mean, he is good. He's been good all season, but dude, there's too many Jalens in the fucking league.
Well, there's actually 2 Jalen Williams on OKC.
Right.
Which makes things incredibly difficult.
Right. Well, I mean, we can just say that and nobody will know which one we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're talking about the good one. But, yeah, dude, there's too many Jalens in the league.
I'm out.
I'm out on Jalens. Come on. Be more creative. So, yeah, congrats OKC. Pelicans suck. I know we have Zion till... we have him through 2027, and he becomes an unrestricted free agent in 2028. We'll be lucky to keep him through that entire contract.
So what changes need to be done for the Pelicans in the offseason?
Willie Green gone.
Okay.
Willie Green gone.
Any players?
I like when we're healthy. CJ McCollum gone.
CJ's got to be gone.
I love CJ. He's done. He's toast. He either needs to come off the bench and play way less minutes. I'm talking half the minutes, if not less. Trey Murphy needs to be more involved. He definitely needs to be a starter. And other than that, no. I mean, I guess we could use a big man, but I don't sometimes Jonas Valanciunas. It's like when he gets in a good mood, he plays well. When he's in a bad mood, he doesn't play well.
I think we got the same problem as Phoenix, is that we actually need a true point guard, somebody that can run the offense and get everybody in line.
Dude, if Jose Alvarado could make his shots, he would be that guy. That would be perfect. If he could make his shots, that would be great. He just was he's an energy guy. He's awesome, and I love him to death. But it just needs to make his shots.
Yeah, and he's also a little bit of a liability on defense whenever he can't make the sneaky play.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, that's it. Pels gets swept.
We'll stay in the West. We'll go through the West games. Minnesota, Phoenix. Suns are done.
And it's funny because we were saying Suns in 4 last year. Minnesota is really fucking good. Minnesota is very, very good.
Yes.
They are scary good. Anthony Edwards. I know this has been a theory for a while, and it's been around, but I think it's coming back around now that Anthony Edwards is kind of becoming the guy now in the NBA. But he's Michael Jordan's bastard child.
Look, I know that they've done that rumor with quite a bit of players in the league. I mean, most notably Jimmy Butler.
Right.
But Jimmy Butler never really had that type of, I don't know, he never had that type of look as far as his play type as Michael Jordan. Maybe on the defensive side, but not really on the offensive side. Anthony Edwards totally encompasses Michael Jordan.
Dude, he looks exactly like him dunking.
Yeah.
I went down the rabbit hole and I was watching videos, and he looks just like Michael Jordan when he dunks.
And then he trips us out because he puts that armband on, and now it's just like, is Michael Jordan out there?
Yeah, exactly. And I also did. Michael Jordan came out and said, like, around the time Anthony Edwards was born, which was about 2001, he was banging 3 to 5 chicks every day. Must be nice. But anyways, he was banging 3 to 5 chicks every day.
Don't send me down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I will go down that rabbit
Oh, yeah,
hole.
go down it, dude.
I will hop through it.
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah, he was banging 3 to 5 chicks every day. And this was when he was on the Wizards, too. Like, he was just fucking his ass off. And, yeah, I think there's absolutely a possibility that he could be, that he could be Anthony, or Michael Jordan could be Anthony Edwards' dad.
Father.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm here.
I'm all for it. Yeah.
Minnesota sweeps Phoenix. Durant's too old. You know what? It kind of looked like the Lakers in the final game. It was just Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. That was it.
Yeah. Now, honestly, they could take a note from the Timberwolves as far as like having some sort of depth. You know, instead of trading it all away, they really had no depth on that team.
No, and neither did the Lakers.
Yeah. So it was, just one of those things that they have to, like, it shows that you can't just win off of a dream team or a, superstar team, type of building team. You have to have other pieces.
Right.
Which actually leads me to my early prediction whenever this actually trade did come through. I honestly was kind of correct. Like, I think all three of these players are all the same players. They're all spot-up shooters. And even their bench that they grabbed was Eric Gordon. He's a spot-up shooter.
He's
like
the definition of a spot-up shooter.
You have to have a variety, which, honestly, to contrast, you can go right to the Timberwolves. They have a big man. They actually have two big men, Rudy Gobert and then Cat. They also have a good, true point guard, Mike Conley.
Yep.
They have themselves a defensive star, McDaniels. They have themselves a superstar now, which is Anthony Edwards, who can do just about everything.
Everything, literally everything.
Yeah,
it's awesome. No, you're absolutely right. Suns, dude. Honestly, I would love to see Kevin Durant go back to the Golden State, and LeBron go back to Miami.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Obviously, like LeBron's under contract still, and I mean, like to buy him out, I think you would have to offer him a 3-year, like $160 million contract, which is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I feel like if anybody can do it, it's Miami. Like I know Jimmy Butler's expensive, and I don't know what his contract details are, but it would be kind of cool to see KD back on the Warriors and LeBron in Miami.
You're all about the storyline, aren't you?
I am. I've been obsessed with storylines. So Minnesota dominates Phoenix.
Yep.
Done. That Denver fucking Minnesota matchup is going to be amazing. Speaking of which, Denver beats the Lakers in a gentleman's sweep. Jamal Murray is not injured. That was a lie. That was a smokescreen. He is not injured.
No,
at all. He looks healthy as a fucking clam. And that shot at the end, classic vintage. It'll be vintage Jamal Murray. That's him.
I mean, it was deja vu of game one.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
It was beautiful.
Like, I mean, the Nuggets are so fucking good. And, like,
If the Lakers had
anyone else on the fucking team that could make a stupid shot. Austin Reeves, overrated. D'Angelo Russell, can't fucking shoot the basketball. Hachimura, just there for fucking rebounds. Like, the Lakers have nobody except for fucking Anthony Davis and LeBron James.
Yeah. Yeah, but don't get it mistaken. This series was a little bit closer than the sweep indicated.
Don't be that guy.
Oh, I will be that guy.
No,
I
'cause
think
they
this
said
will.
that they said that last year about the sweep, and they didn't get swept this year, but it was a gentleman's sweep.
It was a gentleman's sweep. But yeah, no, I agree. I think this launches the Nuggets, prepares them for another run to the finals.
No. I'm talking about the Lakers.
Yeah, well, I'm spin and zoning it to the Nuggets.
Oh, you think the Nuggets are just that good?
They're that good.
Gotcha.
You know?
Gotcha. No,
And they went through a tough series. I think it's going to mold them into another finals run.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it was just because they fucking had all the Lakers had was two guys, Anthony Davis and LeBron James, who, by the way, both of them balled out.
Yeah, but I thought the Lakers did match up well with them. So
I don't. It's just the Nuggets have too many guys, dude.
they do.
They
do.
got guys all over the place.
That's
man.
why I'm saying they're good.
They're really fucking good. Let's see.
Yeah, Lakers are the Denver Nuggets versus the Timberwolves. That's going to be the matchup of the fucking next round.
Yep.
The
Clippers versus Mavs.
Dude, Game 4 was fucking awesome. The Mavs were down by 31 points in like the second quarter.
Yeah.
And then they crawled their way back. Dude, Kyrie Irving. Gravity does not work on Kyrie Irving the same way it works on everyone else. Did you see that take he had with 3 Clippers players around him?
Absolutely.
And he pumped the ball like 3 times and then went over all 3 of them. It was around all 3 of them. It was unbelievable.
He found like the only open spot that came available at the last second.
Yeah.
And just laid it in.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Dude, this series has actually turned out to be way better than I thought.
It's so good.
Oh, it's amazing.
It is so good. It's 2-2 right now. I want to see it go to Game 7.
Oh, me too. This is one that I want to see go to Game 7, and the Knicks. The Knicks is what I want to see go to Game 7.
Yep.
Let's see. We got. I think the Clippers right now might be better without Kawhi. I think Kawhi's not he's a robot, so they haven't fixed him yet. I think they try and get Kawhi to do too much, and he's not able to do it because he's injured. So without him on the court, Paul George and James Harden can just be themselves.
Okay, so the rotational mechanical piece in the knee is not completely troubleshooted yet?
Yes, they're missing a couple of screws, and they have to program it.
Got it.
Okay. But yeah,
Dude, that game 4 was amazing, dude. It was like Kyrie, then Paul George, then Luka, then James Harden, then Paul George again, then Kyrie, then it was back and forth. It was amazing. If they hadn't gone down by 31, the Mavs would have won this game.
Oh yeah.
It was just they had to claw back from 31 down, which they did, and I think they took the lead at one point.
Well, yeah, because Paul George started off hot. He started off 27 points. I mean, was making every shot. I think he only missed like 1 or 2 shots
Early on
in the first half.
Yeah.
Like it was unbelievable.
And it was kind of the opposite for Luka. Like Luka wasn't making shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been awesome. I hope this goes to Game 7. Let's get to the East real quick. Boston versus Miami. Game 2 woke Boston up. It'll probably end tomorrow. I think Boston will beat Miami in the Garden. And that'll be over.
Yeah, I don't know why Jimmy Butler started speaking out too soon. I mean, what have we talked about with bulletin board material?
It's like beating a dead horse. We talk about it almost every show. I feel like we talk about this every single show.
Yeah. I mean, just because you caught the Celtics sleeping in Game 2 doesn't mean you're going to take the series. Like, sorry.
Especially, and you're not even out there, dude.
Yeah. You can't even contribute. Like, why are you going to do that to your team?
Yeah, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's done. The Milwaukee versus Indiana. This is tough. Like, you can't win without your 2 star players, and then one of your better role players gets ejected in Bobby Portis. Like, how do the Bucks expect to win? Like, I don't think this Indiana Pacer team is that good. Like, I mean, okay, I'm sorry. They are good. They are really good. They should not be beating the Bucks. Obviously, the injuries have a lot to do with it, but I don't know.
the Bucks they're playing tonight. Actually, I think it's what is it? Oh, it's 66-57. 6:45 left in the third.
Who's up?
The Pacers or the Bucks are up.
Bucks are up.
Yeah. So I think Indiana takes this one.
I think they'll.
If they don't take it tonight, they'll take it in Indiana on Game 6.
As I alluded to at the very beginning, when we were previewing these series, I just get the same feeling that it's like last year with the Bucks. I mean, they can't win without Giannis. That team is not constructed to win without Giannis. They don't have like a bunch of people that are really, really good. They lost Drew Holiday, who was an offensive threat. Patrick Beverley probably replaces him a little bit on the defensive side, but he's not going to replace his offensive presence.
Nope.
And then what? You got Chris Middleton, and then you got the Dame, but the Dame's been out a little bit.
Dame's
too.
injured.
Yeah,
He's out tonight.
So I don't see this team. Like you said, I don't see him beating this Pacers team, which is it's a feisty team. I mean, you got Halliburton, he can light it up any day. I mean, we forget Siakam.
Yep, Pascal Siakam. That was a huge trade.
Yeah, it was huge, and he's still performing at a high level.
Miles Turner plays really well.
Miles Turner has to be probably the best three-pointing shooter center that right now. Of anybody.
Yeah, he's been making so much.
Dude, he's been 14 to 25 from the three-point line.
Holy shit.
like how has that happened for a center? But yeah, so yeah, you're not going to be able to beat a team like that when you're down that many pieces.
Exactly. Let's see, Cleveland versus Orlando.
That game just ended, and Joe, the
Cavaliers stole one.
They stole one.
Yes, Jarrett Allen was out.
Dang.
And he has been averaging 17 points and 14 rebounds.
So they're up 3-2?
They're up 3-2.
Apparently, Evan Mobley had a huge block on Franz Wagner's last shot. They won 104-103, which is nice because even though the series is close, every single game up until this game has been blowouts.
Yeah.
They've all been blowouts.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucked in that sense that like each game sucked, but the series is close, and this was a close game. I think Jarrett Allen being in the lineup does a little bit different for the Cavs, but yeah, they stole this one.
I'm glad that we had somebody that, or we had both teams score over 90 points. For the last couple of games, we had somebody just not score over 90 points.
Right.
Which that's boring.
Yeah, it is kind of
unless the other team is right there with you.
Unless it's like 90s basketball where they can just foul, they can like hit the shit out of each other. That's
Exactly.
entertaining. I can watch an 87-point game, if they're beating the Christ out of each other.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the last one. Knicks versus 76ers. Bro, basketball is so much better when the Knicks are good and they're in the playoffs. This has been the series of the fucking first round. It is unreal. The crowds are insane. In game 4, if you saw, there was like a lot of New York Knicks fans.
It was a Knicks takeover.
It was a Knicks takeover. It was almost like a Knicks home game. Like,
yeah.
You heard the crowd. It was wild.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, wait, where are we? But then I remembered, I was like, okay, New York actually still isn't that far away, so at least it makes sense from a geography sense.
Yeah.
But at the same time, still surprising.
Plus, those fan bases hate each other, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish this series could go to like best of 15. Like, I don't want this series to end. The 76ers just won to make the series 3-2. They won in OT. Another great fucking game. I was watching it earlier before we
started recording.
I want this game. I want this series to go to Game 7. This deserves a Game 7.
Yep. We deserve this series to be a Game 7.
Game 7, Madison Square Garden. How much against Philadelphia? Like, you can't script that any better.
No.
You can't.
No.
It's awesome. Jalen Brunson, another 40-point game, playing his dick off. God, I love this fucking series.
Yeah, it's so good.
You got anything else in the NBA?
I think that wraps up all the first round series.
Yeah. All right. I'm looking forward to the next one.
We'll see y'all next week. Love y'all.
Later.